Hello and welcome to our SB 863 Employers Workers' Compensation Reform video today, presented by CalWorkSafety.com. This video is another in our series offering California employers the latest Cal-OSHA and workers' comp updates available. We created this series to help employers meet all of the legal regulations before an issue arises, and knowledge of these regulations and laws could save you money on legal fees if your company is non-compliant. So now let's begin today's important SB 863 California Employers Workers' Compensation Reform topic. 2013 is the first year of the latest workers' compensation reform for California. Employers pay the cost for workers' compensation and need to be aware of these changes and how it affects them. The Workers' Compensation Reform Bill was enacted at the end of 2012 California legislative session. It phases in significant benefit increases over a 2-year period starting January 1st, 2013. It also makes important changes in the workers' compensation system. Employees with significant and permanent work injuries will see a 40% increase in their benefits under this workers' compensation reform at a cost of over $1 billion a year. These increases are paid for by increasing the importance of return-to-work programs. They make medical provider networks more important and easier to use, and they also help in resolving medical treatment disputes. What types of medical care should be given in a less formal manner than in the past? The financial implications should be important to you. Cost increases of over $1.2 billion a year for higher permanent disability benefits. Savings of $190 million for using medical networks. $400 million a year by returning injured workers back to the jobs, generally the next day after the accident. $480 million savings by resolving questions over medical treatment liens, bills which were not originally approved. $390 million a year by quickly deciding if requested medical treatment is appropriate, and other charges which together can save employers as much as $520 million over the cost of the disability increases. These savings are only available if employers take action to use these changes. Most clear and important is the value of bringing a worker back to work after an injury. This is a win-win situation. For the employee, returning to work means a full paycheck rather than only 2/3 of pay while out on disability. But for his or her employer, having the worker back on the job not only means getting some work done, but it also means saving a double pay cost. In other words, what the cost of the disability claim amounts to for the employer in future workers' compensation insurance bills, as well as expenses noted on this slide. This is really a matter of putting an employee back to work the day after an accident, and is the best investment an employer can make. Most employers have chosen a medical clinic or medical group selected in cooperation with their workers' compensation insurance company. This workers' compensation list of medical providers is known as a medical provider network. The employer posts notices about this network, gives information to the employees, and thus assures that a carefully chosen and knowledgeable group of doctors will be the ones in charge of the medical care, as long as the injured employee needs the care. The employee has the right to change doctors within the network, but only within the network. Don Dressler Consulting can help you learn more about these workers' compensation reforms and how to start a return-to-work program. We can also help with other safety and human resource matters. You can check out our websites for additional information. All California employers are required to have a written safety plan. We can assist you with such plans if needed. Check out our book, California Office Safety, as well. It's available online. Thank you from Don Dressler Consulting, presented by CalWorkSafety.com.